They don't build them like they used to. Whenever people see a particularly distressing piece of modern architecture, they are likely to sigh that sentence. With a garden top and golden quadriga. Hadrian's ashes were placed here a year after his death in Bayern 138, together with those of his wife Sabina, and his first adopted son, Lucius Aelius, traveler who saw an angel statue on the castle roof. He recounts that during a prolonged season of the plague, Pope Gregory I heard that the populace, even Christians. Now Castel Sant'Angelo is a museum containing many Roman and Christian masterpieces, aptly mingled together in this strangely blended building.
Located in Shari-Bobak, Kerman, Iran. Maymand is one of the oldest continually inhabited places in Iran, and in 2006 census, its population was 673, in 181 families. Some families are continuously living here around 3,000 years ago. The old houses of Maymand village are carved like caverns inside the mountain. The internal spaces have corridors and pillars showing a rural architecture. The houses are situated in 4 or 5 stories, one on top of the other. There is a stove inside each house used for heating and cooking. The inward spaces are black because of smoke and soot. There is also an area of around 400 square meters in the village containing 15 circular stone rooms. Bones and other belongings were discovered there, giving the impression that it was used to lay the bodies of the deceased. The kinds of dwelling place dug out of the mountains are not of a temporary nature but rather are permanent homes. The discovery of stone engravings, some as old as 10,000 years, around the village in addition to 6,000-year-old pottery reveal the long-lived history of the village. According to the locals, the ancients did not use a hammer and chisel, but rather a type of local, pointed stone which is hard enough to carve images onto the rocks. This method of carving is still practiced in the region today. The inhabitants are semi-nomadic shepherds, some of whom own village land that is occupied in winter, whereas in summer the population moves to higher pastures. The local language contains many words from the ancient Sassanid and Pahlavi languages, the language barely changing due to the isolation of the village. The economy of the villagers is based on agriculture, animal husbandry, and carpet weaving, but carpet weaving is more important to the extent that Maymand carpets enjoy international fame. Since carpet weaving is prevalent in the area, other related jobs such as dyeing, felt making, weaving of gillims and crochet working are common too. There is a large inn inside Maymand village which is used to host tourists. Maymand village obtained the reward of Mercury as the 7th cultural, natural, and historical scene of the world in September 2005.
Tunnels and ramps that gave access to the interiors of such Roman theatres were normally ornamented with a screen of engaged columns in Greek orders, Doric at the base, Ionic in the middle. Designed by Baldassare Peruzzi, was built atop the ruins of the ancient theatre. By the 19th century, rises in the street level meant that almost half the ground floor was below it.
Casting a light through the ages, Tower of Hercules. This is La Coruña in northwestern Spain. On the cape in the outskirts of the city is a large tower lighthouse, facing out to the Atlantic Ocean. It is known as the Tower of Hercules and is 55 meters tall. This is no ordinary lighthouse, because it has 2,000 years of history. It was originally built by the Romans. The exterior of the tower was renovated during the 18th century, and much of the original structure still remains intact. The interior is entirely built in stone. Each stone is held in place by the others, without the use of any form of adhesive. tower has 3 floors, and each floor is divided into 4 rooms. This uniquely shaped stone in the middle is the tower's keystone, which holds the structure together. The stone blocks are skillfully laid around this keystone to provide maximum strength. 2,000 years ago, when this tower was built, people believed that this was the limits of the world. However, during the Age of Discovery, the horizon was filled with ships embarking for the Americas. Even today, this tower is not just a symbolic landmark. This is a man who knows about the tower inside out. He works as the lighthouse keeper and maintains the building. The light equipment is placed here. The tower is still used as a lighthouse to this day and is in fact the oldest working lighthouse in the world.
Empezaremos por arriba. Aquí no es como las gafas. Si están sucias no se ve. Algo más ya brilla.
The keeper cleans and maintains the tower every day. The hard work of people like him has made it possible for this tower to function to this day. The tower has been and continues to be an essential part of people's lives here.